Thanks for joining us for the Member Excite presentation. The Member Excite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our BX Excite presenter today, Huang from Acupuncture Beauty Centre, to present to us on Live Healthier and Look Younger. Ili will provide tips on how we can live healthier and longer and look younger. Ili is a natural health practitioner in Chinese medicine, a beauty therapist, and a health and wellness coach. She has been in the health and beauty industry for over 18 years. She has a passion in longevity, reversing aging and preventing chronic illness through natural diet and lifestyle changes. She believes we can all live a long, healthy, fulfilled life. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Huang.
So today my topic is how to feel healthier and look younger. So I'm going to provide you with some great tips on that. So at the moment, there is a huge increase in chronic illness, cancer, autoimmune disease, obesity, allergies than ever before. So I think that has a big part to do with what we're eating, how we're living our lives, and what we're doing. So at the moment, I find that, we should be focusing on health span versus lifespan. So what I'm saying with this is that it's not so much the length of time you're living for, it's the quality of life and how you're actually living in a healthy, optimal health instead of lifespan. So we can live to 80, 90 years old, but you don't want to be spending your last sort of 20, 30 years, battling chronic illness, sort of autoimmune disease or cancer. So we want to focus on living the 90 years, but with a healthy, healthy outlook, great mental health capacity, as well as not being in some sort of chronic illness. So that is our aim, to basically live with a good long health span versus lifespan. So at the moment, our modern diet, which most people are consuming at the moment, is extremely high calorie and low nutrition. So what that means is we're consuming things which are very, very high in calories, but they're actually not doing anything in terms of nutrition for our body. So what we should be focusing on is eating good, nutritious food and actually not dieting. So I got a lot of clients who like to diet and they go up and down with their dieting. It's not about, what the new fad diet is. It's about eating good, nutritious food and maintaining that, a majority of the time. So for the rest of your life would be ideal. So it's not about sort of losing the weight, dieting, and then sort of going back to up and down with the food. So you want to be eating good, nutritious food all the time. And the fact that as our body is actually very self-healing, so it always has a way of healing itself. It's got a great immune system if you're looking after it. So it is actually designed to be healthy. It's not designed to be sick. Your body is always trying to do its best to make yourself healthy. But if you're putting in the wrong things and you're doing the wrong things to the body, of course, it is not going to respond that way. But if you look after it, treat it with love, it's definitely going to always try to keep you healthy as much as possible. So that's why we must eat that way. So remember, food is medicine as well at the end of the day. So I'm going to provide about 5 tips on how we can feel healthier and look younger. So my first tip is we need to do regular exercise. And I know with lockdown these days and what's been going on this year, it has been hard for some people to go to the gym or to exercise. But, you can do a few exercises at home even. You can jump up and down, do star jumps, do squats, go for a walk. And we sit more than we are actually exercising these days. So we are actually sitting, they say, is the new smoking. So you really want to be spending at least 40 minutes a day, 40 minutes each time, at least 4 times a week, going out for a brisk walk or a jog. That would be ideal. And that helps us to keep us healthy and looking younger. It also helps to eliminate the toxins from our body, and it helps us to build happy hormones and endorphins when we exercise. So my second tip is to hydrate. So many people don't drink nearly enough water. They drink way too much caffeinated drinks. So I would definitely start my day with a glass of hot, warm lemon water first thing in the morning. That helps to flush out the toxins, get your body into an alkaline, and also helps to flush out. And also you want to increase your water. So I suggest at least 2 liters a day for an average 50 kilo person. So Yeah, so you can add that by weight. 75 kilos, you want to opt to about 3 liters a day. And you want to limit your coffee to 1 coffee a day at most, and down to 1 wine or beer a day. So for every cup of coffee, people don't realize that coffee and tea is actually a diuretic. So when we have too much coffee or tea, we can actually lose 2 to 3 cups of water. So my third tip is on diet. So again, we mentioned that you want to eat foods that are high in nutrition and low in calorie. So these includes foods such as good fats. So you want to be including as much as possible fish, avocados, good nuts, and good oils in your diet. You want to eat hormone-free grass-fed protein if possible. So you want to avoid the ones which are pumped full of hormones, and you want to avoid the ones which are grain-fed. So the red meat should be grass-fed if you can buy grass-fed organic. And again, eating organic as much as possible. A lot of things are sprayed. If you haven't heard of the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen, there's a lot of products which are actually sprayed quite a lot. So if you can, you want to buy your foods organic as much as possible. That just reduces the toxic overload on your system. And you want to eat the rainbow. So you can see how colorful these fruits and vegetables are. Each of these colorful fruits and vegetables are very high in phytonutrients, antioxidants, and they provide the body with sort of great health and immune system boosting functions. So we want to eat the rainbows, so not sort of fried foods and things which aren't nutritious. Okay, my other tips around diet is to avoid all white breads, rice, and pasta. So these have very high GI and can cause some inflammation in the body. So you really want to try to opt for wholemeal, brown as much as possible. You want to reduce processed foods. So you can see here, when you walk into a supermarket, there is so much processed foods out there. So I believe if it's coming out of a packet, you really should avoid that as much as possible. And sugar, this is a big one. So sugar is the #1 cause of inflammation in our body, and inflammation leads to chronic illness. So the average Australian actually consumes 30 teaspoons of sugar, 125 grams of sugar almost a day. So there is so much hidden sugar in everything we're eating, from sauces to all these packaged foods. And actually these days there is around about 100 different names for sugar now. I think it's climbing actually. So they're always finding new names to label sugar. So you've got to be really mindful of what is actually in your food. So the WHO, World Health Organization, requires us only to be eating 3 teaspoons a day. So you can see we are basically eating 10 times more than we should be. So a couple of tips around skin. You want to avoid a lot of spicy food. So too much spice can actually cause our skin to break out and cause some heat and inflammation. You want to minimize sugar, because sugar is not great for our skin, so we can age. Sugar is the #1 cause of inflammation and aging. You want to drink more lemon water first thing in the morning. You want to decrease sun exposure. So sun is the #1 cause of aging with its UVA and UVB rays, which is the UVA for aging and UVB for burning rays. So you really want to not be a sun bunny, lie on the beach. Vitamin C is great in terms of food and as a supplement. Vitamin C helps to brighten your skin and create a youthful glow. And you want to avoid really hot showers. So when we have really hot showers, some people love steaming hot showers. It actually causes your skin to become more flushed and red, and the capillaries to be more at the surface. So that causes a bit of skin thinning. So you really want to just have tepid showers, which will be great for the skin. And even you can finish a shower off with the last 30 seconds of sort of a cool blast of water, which tightens the skin and makes you youthful and nice for the skin. And my last tip would basically be to manage your stress. So these days we basically have so much stress in our lives, and stress is that can lead to us having bad eating. It also puts us in the fight or flight mode. So when we're stressed, our body goes into the fight or flight mode. But the problem with this is most people stay in this chronic stress for a long period of time. And when we're in this stressful mode, our body shuts down and our immune system stops working. And stress has been shown to cause basically the 98% of chronic illness. So you want to really lower that stress by exercising, doing some mindfulness, and causing the body to think. So when your body is stressed, it causes the body to think it's in a famine, so it holds onto fat. And you want to try things like meditating, yoga, swimming, running, and walking in nature to help us de-stress. So I just want to finish off with the last few tips. Basically, we all need to send love and positive vibes to our body daily. It does respond to how we're thinking and to how we're moving and acting. So you want to basically be good to your body and it will be good to you. So treat it with love and it will treat you with love back. So a lot of, people that come into my clinic, they say, oh, I'm so old. If you're old, you'll be in pain. So I think the number one thing is to stay young and healthy is to not think that you are unhealthy or old. So aging does not necessarily mean that it'll lead to chronic illness or that you'll be sick. So really always think that you are healthy and young. So my mantras are always to be, I am healthy and young, and that I love my body and it will love you back. So I hope you enjoyed those few tips, and I'm now open to any questions you may have.
Well done. That was a fantastic presentation, Ellie. I love the way you articulated everything. It was nice and simple, but it made so much sense and very well prepared. So I'm sure that there's loads of questions out there. One of our favorite topics. So who wants to start?
Paul's got his hand up.
We'll go for it.
Yeah, thanks, Ellie. Great presentation. There's a balance between reducing time in the sun, yet needing sun to provide vitamin D for our bodies. Because work I've witnessed and filmed in health department says that the vitamin D that your body absorbs from the sunlight is much more powerful, has a much longer half-life than pills and stuff like that. So where would be the balance that you would say?
Yeah, so definitely avoid the hot sun. So you can definitely get your vitamin D before 10 a.m. and after 4 p.m. So that's when you want to avoid the sun. Is the sun, the brightest is between sort of 11 to 4.
Yep.
So in the middle of summer, you want to stay away. But definitely if you're going out to do the laundry, short sleeves and a pair of shorts. So around an hour in the sun, 45 minutes of daily sunlight. You can also get that from exercising as well, going for a brisk walk. So we're talking about those people that lie on the beach in the middle of summer for like 3 hours and get burnt. As soon as you get to the burning, that's when you've caused a massive aging and inflammation in the body. So it's, great. We all need vitamin D. Vitamin D is important for our immune system and for our bone health. We're not talking about lying in the sun for 3 hours, which is what a lot of the teenagers do. And actually we do all our sun damage in our teenage and early 20s. So most of that aging is done actually in the teenage years. So
and risk of melanoma too.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, fantastic. Ian's got his hand up. Ian, go for it.
Thanks, Ellie. We finally meet after a couple of attempts to. Hopefully, we'll catch up today, one of the 10-minute rounds. I'm just a bit puzzled. I've heard this statement many, many times, and hopefully you can shed some clarification on this. I understand that actually lemon is acidic, right?
So lemon as a fruit is actually acidic, but when it goes into our system, it turns from acidic into alkaline. So that's where a lot of people get confused. They go, it is an acidic fruit. So if you test the pH of lemon, it is actually an acidic fruit. It does have a very low pH. But there's something about lemon that when you actually drink it, it actually turns into alkaline. It has an alkalining effect in the body. So they also say that if your body is highly acidic, it's more prone to chronic illness and cancer. So you really want to be making sure your body is as alkaline as much as possible. So drinking alkaline water, drinking lemon water. You can get pH waters, which are high alkalinity, like around a 9 as well. And coffee can actually be very, very acidic as well. So coffee and all your sodas are very acidic. So when our body, there was a gentleman, I think in the 1960s, who won a Nobel Prize, his name's escaped me, but he said that basically if our body is alkaline, we never get cancer. So the more alkaline with dark greens, fruits and vegetables, and alkaline water, as much as you can make your body alkaline, you'll never get cancer. So good tip.
So just following on from that, Ellie, apart from lemon, are there many other citrus fruits that also become alkaline in the body?
Not as much, no, but you can take apple cider vinegar as well. That can be a way to flush you out and cause a little bit and make your body more alkaline. And definitely all of the dark greens and things. So the more vegetables you have in your diet can actually help with your body being more alkaline.
I would definitely opt for the lemon over the AC.
Lemon and limes, yeah.
I'm assuming red wine, Ellie, that's no good for you either, is it?
No, it's on the acidic side. No. One glass, I did say you could have one.
It's no fun. Janine's got a hand up.
Hello. So I heard all about the sugar and I just had to dash out, but carbohydrates, how should we be more concerned about them as well in that,
Yes.
as a whole?
Yeah, so the white carbohydrates I spoke about, they're very high in sugar and cause the body to be more in inflammation, sort of, because there's so much more processing that happens with white pastas, breads, and rice. So you really want to opt for something with as least processing as possible. So brown rice, even black rice. In general, look, if you've got digestive sensitivities, I'd actually get you to be off gluten altogether, and sort of, yeah, just avoiding any sort of breads and pastas, especially if you've got a sort of digestive intolerance or a gluten intolerance to that. But if you're having rice, I definitely suggest, opting for black rice, multigrain, rather than the white rice for sure.
Wow, fantastic. Denise.
Thanks, Darren. Thanks, Ellie, for that. That was awesome. I have a question around, you see a lot of breads, and often you'll see spelt bread as being, put up as being healthy. I know there'll be more preservatives and everything in the normal bread that comes off the shelf, but is there a benefit in spelt bread?
I think it's definitely a lot better than your white breads. I tend to look, if you are sensitive to bread, the only bread I'd recommend people have is the natural sourdough. There's a lot more, the yeast is left to rise for a lot longer. So usually 7 to 10 hours. With generally a lot of other flours, especially white flours, they're making the breads in under, an hour or two. So that's why there is so much, there's not as good natural, what's left of the natural flour and the yeast as it is with sourdough. It's left to rise, and it actually digests better in the stomach. So I'd really opt for, as the only bread option, as an alternative to sort of white bread, would be sourdough. Spelt bread, it depends on the flour. If the flour is a wholemeal spelt flour, that can be okay.
Thanks.
Wow, fantastic. Robert got his hand up.
Yeah, just a quick one. I love my pasta. So is there a pasta that we can eat without feeling guilty?
You can I'd probably get a gluten-free pasta. You can make your own zucchini pasta or black bean pasta or something. There's lots of different non-wheat flour options. There's like chickpea pasta, there's lentil pasta. So look, it probably doesn't taste as great as whole wheat, but it's much better for your system. So I would probably look for better alternatives such as chickpea, brown rice pasta, or you can make your own zucchini pasta, black bean pasta I've seen. So there's some good options out there.
If I were to make my own pasta, is there a good flour base that I can?
Yeah, you could use whole wheat, spelt. You can do spelt. You could do all sorts of different flour, but you wouldn't want to do the white flour.